Welcome to Haycraft Ministries. This is going to be a longer video than most, but I think you'll find it very interesting. There was an incident that happened this past Friday, June the 5th, 2018. And what had happened, I'm going to catch you up to speed at the first part of the video. My husband relayed information to me that Unit Manager David Gary told him at about 10:30 a.m. that he was going to be moving to Unit 4B. And Michael had explained that he had incompatibles there, and he was told that he would either go willingly to this unit or he would go forcefully. And so even though that Michael has been threatened, it was a kill on sight put out by the Crips and the Vice Lords. This was verified by STG coordinator Zyla there at the Turney Center industrial complex where Michael is currently being held. And so apparently it doesn't matter. And he was told by Corporal Kenneth Smith about the incompatibles. Not sure, I tried to take notes as I was talking to him. And anyhow, Michael had told Corporal Smith about the incompatibles was what it was. And they told him to pack all his stuff. Now, please remember that Michael has been locked down 23 to 24 hours a day for 8 months. Plus, he is taking medications where he sleeps 14 to 16 hours a day. So you can imagine that he is weak physically. And he had to carry his property, and he said that he didn't know exactly how far he walked, but it felt like a mile. And I'm sure that any of us, imagine being in a hospital or being confined for any period of time and then told that you have to go and do, some strenuous physical stuff, which included heavy lifting. Yeah, that's not really, really good. Anyhow, he was placed in Unit 4B, and he was housed with a gentleman that Michael said this individual had been featured on the TV show I Almost Got Away With It. And so I've got to go and see that episode. I really do. But anyhow, this gentleman is in prison because that he murdered someone. My husband is in prison because he was with people who shoplift from Walmart, and because that he had apparently broken into someplace in Dyersburg, which he doesn't remember, in 2006, 2007. He doesn't remember because of the dissociative identity disorder, and in broad daylight. And for some reason, that is considered aggravated burglary. I don't know. It looks to me like there'd be a greater chance of somebody being home after dark than during the day, but that's Tennessee for you. Anyhow, when he was placed in with this gentleman, the gentleman had, said within the first few minutes that he could not be housed with anybody that is Caucasian. And also let's see what it says here. Corporal Walters had asked Michael before she put him in the cell, "Are you ready for this?" And Michael looked at her, not knowing what she meant. This man apparently has some kind of severe mental illness to where he will self-pleasure in front of nurses. Now, that's usually like schizophrenia or something like that. So here they're wanting to put my husband, who is a nonviolent offender, in with somebody who is a violent offender and apparently has some very deviant behavior. Yeah, anyhow. So after the other gentleman had started smarting off to Michael, as he said, he called the corporal back over there and told her that it wasn't going to work. And so Corporal Walters had she threatened to put the other gentleman in the hole, which is in segregation, after Michael had told her about him saying something smart alecky to him. Now, even if he had gone into seg for a few days or whatever, they probably would have put him back in this same unit, and then he would have been another individual who would have probably been a severe threat to Michael. So this has been what's going on in our world since Friday. And our scripture for today, Ephesians 5:8-12. For you used to be in darkness, but now, united with the Lord, you are light. Live like children of the light. For the fruit of the light is in every kind of goodness, righteousness, and truth. Try to determine what will please the Lord. Have nothing to do with the deeds produced by darkness, but instead expose them, for it is shameful even to speak of the things these people do in secret. And that's exactly why we have gone public with some of the things that are going on in the corrections facilities where Michael has been. And for the rest of this, what you're going to hear is my husband's voice. He's going to tell his own story.
Called up, let me know and I can go ahead and...
You can talk. You talk away, baby.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I guess 30, 45 minutes have passed and she comes back over there and she says, she says, your stuff packed? And I said, yes ma'am. I said, I never unpacked it. So she opens the door. She says, come on. So I walk out of the cell. She shuts the cell door back and she said, go to the back. They're out back waiting on you. I said, okay. She said, I have no room. I have no place to put you. So I got to send you back up to HSA. She said that they're out back waiting on you. We can go ahead and put you up there because we have no place to put you. I said, okay, that's fine. And keep in mind, I never not once told Corporal Walters that I was not going to live there or I wasn't going to go in that cell, because actually in all reality, I did go inside that cell and I did have my property in there with me. So anyway, I get to the back door, and...
Well, you had asked her about there were two empty cells, and she's told you that they were broken, right?
Yes. 102 and 4B 102 and 4B 103, both of those cells were empty, and she said that there were... maintenance has to fix them. But I know for a fact that there was other white guys in that unit that didn't have a cellie, because one of them had said something to me about it whenever we first walked in. But anyway, I walk out the door, me and the other guy, we walk out the door. His name was Barney. We walk out the door, and we get up to the court where the green team guy was. I don't know what his name was. I didn't. They don't wear name tags on theirs, and you can't tell who they are.
Right.
But he was in the cart by himself. Nothing else in the cart. Nowhere. And when I get up there to the cart, I tell him, I said, look, man, I said I've got a bad back and a bad shoulder. I said my bags are heavy. I said, I can't make it all the way back up there with these bags. I barely made it down here the first time. And I said, can I put these in the cart so it would be easier? He said, no, just do what you got to do. So I said, okay. So I walk a little ways and I had to stop. I walk a little ways and I had to stop. So he's putting along right there beside me the whole time.
Right.
And would not let me put my bags in the cart for nothing.
Right.
So finally, when we get past this one gate, the other guy, Bernie, the other inmate, he grabs my laundry bag, which has all my heavy books in them. And so that made it a little easier on me, and I was able to manage the rest of the way up here.
Right.
Orange sweat when I get up here, just wore slap out. Still a little sore from it. But anyway, we get back up here, and when we walk inside Unit 5, he said, the green team guy says, here's a marker. He said, put y'all's names on your bag. We said, fine. So we did that. And they put him in a holding cell, a caged holding cell, and they put me in a holding cell with a metal door. And unit manager comes through there, and he talks to Bernie, and Bernie said, I told you I was going to be back within 30 minutes. He said, you didn't want to listen to me. This guy ain't got nothing but 20-something days, and he flattens his sentence out. So, I mean, he has nothing to lose anyway. So, anyway, he asked him what was going to be put in, what cell was going to be put in. And he said, he's going back to 102, and you're going to 105, I think. Then, so he leaves, and then Corporal Smith, Kenneth Smith, comes in, and he says, he goes ahead and he starts strip searching. He strip searches Barney first, and then he comes over to me and he strip searches me. And he said, I'll try to get y'all in your cells by count time, which did not happen. So we had to sit there all the way through count. And then when we
Sit where?
put in our,
Where did you have to sit?
There wasn't no chair, period. We just had to stay in our cell. I mean, he had a seat in his cell, but I didn't have a seat in mine. I mean, he had a little metal, it's a little metal, comes off the wall, like a little plating type deal that comes off the wall. So I made do with that, and I sit down on there, because I was already, I was out of breath, and I was sweating, and I was tired. Anyway, he leaves. We get dressed, he leaves. So after count, he comes and he tells us that he said, you're going to 107, and he told the other guy that he was going to 110. So I already knew he was in the cell. I knew Jesse was in the cell, which I was fine with.
Right.
But they get us back in our cells, and when Corporal Smith come around for count at about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I asked him. I said, so when are we gonna get our property? And he said, y'all are on property restrictions. And I said, for what? He said, refusing cell assignment. I said, hold up. I said, I didn't refuse no cell. I didn't tell her that I was not going to go in that cell, or I wasn't going to live in that cell. And I commenced to telling him exactly what I'm telling you now.
Right.
And he says, I can't give you nothing because that's what they told me not to do, is not to give you anything.
So they began to punish you before they had even presented you with a write-up. You didn't even know you had a write-up.
Right. No, I didn't until after I asked him about my property. He said, y'all on property restriction for refusing cell assignment. I said, I didn't refuse cell assignment. I simply told her that I could not live there because dude was already smart enough, and I didn't want to get in no trouble. Well, then Corporal Smith, he leaves. And after he comes back for another round, I said, and I told Jesse, I said, now watch this. So he comes back around, I said, hey, Corporal Smith, I said, can I have my religious material on my property? He said, no way, can't do it. He said, because, I said, why not? And he said, because you came from higher up, and he said, here's the deal. He said, the assistant warden, which is Warden Clendenton, something like that. Anyway, he said that anybody who did not stay in 4B that came back up here to Unit 5, that he was going to be hard on them. And I said, okay. I said, but they have no right to take my property and not give me nothing. And he said, well, I'm just telling you what they told me.
Okay, now what is the problem that people do not want to be assigned to 4B?
Well, I mean, it wasn't necessarily to do with 4B. With me, I have been compatible down there.
Right.
There are gang members down there, fossils, strips, cheese, whatever. And I've done told them. Even I showed the unit manager the day of the move, on Friday before they moved us. I showed him the pink paper where you got to keep, when you fill out a two-way, you got to keep the pink paper.
Right.
That's proof that you sent something in. So I showed it to him. I said, look, I've already wrote Zala about a week ago before I even knew anything about a move. And explained to him that I had incompatible down there, that it was the same gang members I got into it with, the same affiliation. Not the same gang members, but the same affiliation. And he said, that's when he went and checked to see if he went and called Zala. He said, Zala said y'all don't have no problem with going down there, which I do not believe Zala said that. Anyway, let's see, where was it?
They had brought you back and they refused your property, including your religious materials.
Yes. And I said, so when am I going to be able to get my property? He said, you're going to be without it until further notice. And so today, when I actually went to my D-board hearing, here's the thing. Barney, he got his dismissed. His refusal to sell assignment, he got it dismissed because he's a nation and they tried to put him in the cell with a vice lord, which is against policy. You cannot put one affiliation in the cell with another affiliation. Well, I said and told the advisor that, I did not refuse sale assignment, and it was almost like he just said, well, I'll give him a verbal warning just to hurry up and get him done with.
So they still stuck you with a write-up instead of dismissing it?
Oh, sure. Even after I told him that, what happened.
Okay, now I'm hoping your intention is to appeal this the same way you did the other ones?
Well, I mean, they didn't give me no appeal paper. They didn't give me nothing. They just wrote, it said verbal warning on the front of the write-up, and they didn't give me no paperwork, no nothing. Okay,
can you request paperwork to appeal the decision?
Yeah, I'll do my best to. I'll see if I can, I'll talk to,
Because anytime that somebody is found guilty of whatever, I don't care if it's a verbal warning or what, it's still a write-up.
Right.
That was like the 2 trays. It still showed up.
Yep. Well, I mean, the way these people talk, that when you get a verbal warning on something, that it don't even show up on your atonement.
Well, that's what they said about those trays when you were at Morgan County, and it certainly did show up in the parole board hearing.
It does. Yes, it does. But I'll see what I can. I'll talk to Mitchell and see what we need to do to get that done.
Yes.
And it's like then after I told when I was on the way back in here after that was done, I came through the hallway after my D-board hearing, and the unit manager almost broke his neck coming out of the office trying to hurry up and catch us. And I'm handcuffed behind my back. And I got Taylor escorting me back. And the unit manager walks up and he says, you're the one that refused sale assignment, ain't you? I said, well, technically, yes, but no, I did not refuse sale assignment. I said, that's what they said. I said, I didn't refuse sale assignment. He said, well, you'll get your property back when you go back to 4B. I said, what do you mean when I go back? I said, I'm thinking, if it takes me a month or two to go back to 4B, that means they're going to keep my property the whole time until they do put me back down there. The same spot I told them that I couldn't go.
Okay, so that means that there was a total disregard for policy and procedure, right?
Sure it is. And I asked him, I said, so you mean to tell me that I can't have my property, my religious material, or nothing? And he said, you'll get it all back when you get sent back to 4B. And I'm thinking, that ain't right.
So once again, they have denied you your religious materials in addition to basic hygiene.
Oh, sure, yeah. They sure did. You can ask myself. Everything I'm telling you is the truth.
Well, I have no doubt about that. It's just a matter that I am recording this and I want it to be correct.
Well, yeah, I mean, I want it to be correct too. Everything I'm telling you is correct. But it's like when he brought me in, when Officer Taylor had brought me into the unit, after the unit manager done said that, he went back in his office. Well, Officer Taylor brought me to my cell, and I'm furious. And I'm telling them, look, what you're doing is completely wrong. It's not right. It's bogus. Well, when we get to my cell door, cause we got like a cardboard piece of cardboard, and on one side it's got toilet, and on the other side it's got shower.
Right.
Check this out, what they done. My cellie had the sign up and it said toilet, which means he was using the bathroom.
Right.
Instead of them waiting for this man to get done, they opened the cell door, make me come in while my cellie's sitting right there. No regard for him, no respect, no nothing for him whatsoever. He uncuffs one hand. He says, "Now put that on top of your head." They never make you do that unless they know that you're angry. Well, then he undid my other one, told me to put that hand on top of my head and walk forward until the door shut.
Right.
So I did that. He shuts the door and he leaves. Well, I'm sitting there waiting a little while, and Corporal Battles, Battles, he comes around. And I said, so what's happening? I said, so I'm not gonna be able to get my property, which I've not had a shower since Friday. I haven't been able to brush my teeth since Friday. I haven't been able to do nothing because y'all are holding my property. And he said, I only got a verbal warning for the refusal to sell assignment, which I didn't do. I said, the write-up's over with. He said, if you're not in sync no more, he said, I can make sure you get sent back to 4B. And I left it alone. I didn't say another word. I knew I wasn't going to get nowhere with it, and I left it alone.
Okay. When was the first time that you put in to see mental health because of this?
Friday.
So, okay, so nobody has been from mental health has come to see you yet?
No.
Okay,
During the day, when they got me down there to 4B, I seen my therapist, Susan Glass. I seen her. She come in 4B, Unit 4B. And I sent an inmate over there to try to get her attention and let her know, look, I need to speak with you. And instead of her coming and seeing and checking on me, she threw up her hand and said, fill out a two-way.
Oh, wow. Was she not the same person that told you to contact them if you became escalated?
Yes. And I was like, really? And she leaves. Now I'm thinking, wow. And when you fill out a two-way to see somebody, it usually takes anywhere from three days to a week.
Okay, so
longer.
These people have put you in harm's way. They have every information available to them that you have severe mental health issues, and so they add fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
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 It was like they were intentionally trying to put you into crisis, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hey, my Billy's fixing to say something. That way his voice is heard too.
Good.
Yeah, no, but yeah, he's going to tell you exactly why he hurt.
Okay.
He said just put it in that what? Yeah, he's wanting to be a witness to everything that's happened and that everything I'm telling you is the truth.
Okay.
His name is Jesse Bond.
Spell that for me.
Jessne, and Bond is Baughan.
Okay.
His number is 43 24 12.
Okay.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, but I mean, he can tell you, you know, I've been sitting here asking him about my property, and to no prevail.
Well, and that's one of the things that it's a matter of let Mitchell help lead and guide you on this.
Right. Well, I mean, I filed agreements on all this. It's the one that he had told me to write to, so I'm hoping something will come of it. But
right.
the matter of it is that I'm sitting here and I don't have nothing. I ain't got no boxers. I ain't got no clothes. I don't have no writing material. I don't have no pens. I don't have no nothing.
Right.
Because they're holding it hostage out there.
Right.
Because, in other words, they're taking it into their own hands as their keyboard and punishing me, even though I done had my punishment already happened over the weekend.
Right. Well, the thing is, as far as a verbal warning, that doesn't come with punishment.
Thank you for using GTL for your complex. To accept this call, press 0. Your current balance is $21.39. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
But anyway, that's, that's just happened since Friday.
Right.
And the way I looked at it, the unit manager is making himself the D-board, and it's not right.
Well, did you get to have an inmate advisor with you during the hearing?
Well, yeah, the inmate, there was an old guy in there, and, I didn't hear him say shit.
So you did not have any kind of an adequate inmate advisor?
Oh, no. Nope. Sure did.
Were you allowed to call any witnesses or anything?
They didn't ask me for no witnesses. They didn't ask me nothing.
Okay, seems to me like the last time when they had this, when you were wrongfully dismissed from therapeutic community, that was part of the problem, was that they did not allow you to ask for witnesses, even though that is part of policy. Is that correct?
Correct. They did not let me have. They didn't say nothing about no witness. The only thing that dude said was he said something to Sergeant Thomas. That's the D-board officer. That's his name. I don't know the guy's name, the inmate's name, but the inmate said something to him, and I seen the inmate advisor looked at me and wrote verbal on the front page of the write-up, circled it, and it was over with. They sent me back to the unit.
Okay, it seems to me also, as far as, aren't you supposed to have 20, when did they give you the paperwork that you had gotten a write-up?
Billy, when did they give me that write-up? Was it Friday? Yeah, they give me the write-up on Friday.
Okay, and it's also one of those, the fact that they denied you any kind of writing material or anything like that. So how were you supposed to prepare for the hearing?
Right. Well, not only that, when Officer Griffin is the one that brought me the write-up, when he brought it to me, he dropped it in the floor and slid it under my door, and it didn't say anything about do I want an inmate advisor or a staff advisor or any of it.
Okay, so they didn't even bother to go through procedure of letting you be informed of your rights?
No, they didn't do none of that. It already had been signed. It said where it's supposed to have my name and number, it said refuse to sign on it.
Oh, wow.
They had already asked me to sign it, and then I refused. No, you didn't ask me to sign it. When they look, he did not say one word. C.O. Griffin didn't say one word to me when he brought that write-up over here. He said, only thing he said, here's your copy. Slid it to me, and I looked at it, and I flipped the page over, and I seen where it said refuse to sign. He didn't ask me to sign or anything.
Wow.
They had done that before they even brought it in here.
So they had already set you up, they had already tried you and found you guilty before anything happened. They already made up their mind.
Yep.
Wow. And this is how they do, and people are not allowed to tell their stories about this.
Right. Well, by him not asking me whether I wanted to sign or not on the write-up was bogus. He should at least said, hey, do you want to sign this write-up? give me the opportunity. It's my damn right of. Give me the opportunity to say, I refuse to sign it, or I will sign it.
Right.
Because if he'd have given me the opportunity, I would have signed it.
Well, and I know that things are probably different in Tennessee than they were here in Virginia, but anytime that we had somebody that had a write-up, we were required. We read the things to them. We explained it to them. It's like, do you want an inmate advisor? Do you want to just go ahead and, have the hearing? They had options.
Right.
And that was part of it, that it was a matter that we understood if something was not done correctly in paperwork,
right,
that it was an automatic dismissal.
Well, my thing is now, is like, how long y'all plan on keeping my property, not y'all's? How long do y'all plan on keeping my property, that my TV, everything that my wife paid for me? Why are you taking it upon yourself to restrict me from it when it ain't your job? And if the D-Board had said it, it'd been different. D-Board didn't say that. They didn't say, put him on property restriction for this amount of time. So as of right now, I have no idea when I'm going to be able to brush my teeth again or take a shower. I ain't been able to do it since until Friday. I took a shower Friday before they moved me to 4B. That was the last time I was able to shower because they have all my hygiene and everything out there in the bag, my clothes, everything.
So it's one of those that what they're doing is illegal.
Sure. I mean, why would you, sweetheart, even when people get in fights or people get caught with a shank or whatever, if they get in trouble, here's what they do. They take them over here to 5B pod, which is SEG. They put them in a cell. They search their property, and within 24 hours, their property is given to them. It's not withheld.
Right. Why do you think that you're being treated differently?
I don't know. My thing was when I asked about this, Corporal Kenneth Smith told me, he said, the assistant warden said that anybody who did not stay in 4B unit, that he was going to be hard on them because they're trying to keep it full down there.
What is the purpose of keeping it full? What is that pod specifically?
It's a protective custody pod.
Okay, then why are gang members in there? Why are they trying to force you to go house with people that are of the affiliation that threatened you?
I don't know, but I mean, even with even this right here will prove my case about the gang members. When they put Barney down there, they tried to put him in a cell with a vice lord.
Right.
And when they have recreation, at least half a tier, half the like they got a top and bottom tier. Half each time one of them gets wrecked, it's like they do it in 4 quarters. So they get 4 wrecks a day down there. Like if say they do say there's 30 cells on the bottom, they'll do 1 through 9, or not 1 through 10 first. They'll let them cells out, which would be 20 people. So you get that many people out, how many of them do you think is gang members?
Absolutely.
So you see what I'm saying?
I do.
So, and it goes to show when they try to put Barney down there, they try to put him in a cell with a vice lord. So that automatically tells you that even after I told them, look, I cannot be around them affiliations, they're still going out of their way to try to make me go to that where the affiliations are. Right. Which is putting my life in danger.
Absolutely.
After I told them I had an incompatible down there, and I told them that even Zyla, the STG coordinator, even he said that any compound or any place I was in, I would pretty much be pushed off the compound by the gang members.
What does pushed off the compound mean?
Means protective custody. That it don't matter where I go to, they're going to say you got to go to protective custody.
But the way that they're doing protective custody in 4B is pretty much like the same thing as if you were in any other kind of housing pod.
Right.
So it puts you at risk.
Yeah.
So now, do you feel threatened by not only the gang members but also the staff there?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially unit manager Officer Taylor. He was the one that tried to tell my old cellie, Brett Phillips, to go ahead and stay in the unit. That he knew those gang members and they wasn't gonna mess with him because of him.
Yes, because gang members are known to keep their word, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, I do feel threatened by the COs and not only gang members but the correction officers, the ones that's supposed to uphold the law, the ones that's supposed to follow policy and procedure that are definitely not.
Right. And it's because nobody's holding them accountable. Because most people, they don't want to hear you all.
Right. Well, it's a lot of them scared to speak out for retaliation.
Right.
Well, I'm speaking out because I'm not going to just cross my legs and twiddle my fingers and be silent when I know that they're in the wrong, that the way they're treating people is wrong. And a lot of people don't believe it because, simple fact, we're inmates and they're officers. The only difference is the uniform. They didn't get caught for what they did. We did.
Well, the thing is, they're doing stuff every day, and because the public is not allowed to witness it, that's how they're getting by with it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to stop recording. Is there anything else that you want to say before I stop recording?
I'm trying to think. I'm making sure I got everything done. I know they violated like 4 or 5 of my constitutional rights since Friday. And they're continuing to do it because I have no idea whatsoever when I'm going to be able to take my next shower or brush my teeth again or, put on clean clothes.
Okay, aren't they required that even indigent inmates, if they can't afford hygiene items, the facility is supposed to give them basic hygiene items. So not even those things have been given to you?
No. Even when they give you that, indigent people, they still charge them $5. When they get money, they're taking that $5 off their books.
Wow.
And that's like Baker pointed in here earlier to the Corporal Battles. Pointed in here and showed him that I don't even have a sheet to put on my damn mattress.
All right.
I mean, I'm sitting here with no mattress.
You don't have a mattress, or you do have a mattress?
I got a mattress, but I don't have no sheet whatsoever.
Okay, what amount of property do you have right now?
Nothing but a blue shirt, one pair of blue pants, one pair of boxers, one pair of socks, 2 blankets, and 1 pillowcase. Is all I have, and that's all I've had since Friday.
Okay.
I don't have no. I wouldn't even be able to drink no coffee if it wasn't for my silly. He
Right.
used one of his only cup. He don't have extra hygiene that I can use to take a shower with.
Right.
Because if he did, he would have let me have it, and I could already have one.
Right.
But since he don't, then I have to do without.
Well, and that's one of the things about it. The inmates try to help each other out. When somebody has.
Especially silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially silly. And that's what I'm saying. I don't have nothing. Except they put me in here with what I had on my back. And I've got 2 blankets. That is all I have.
They refused you access to even order commissary this week, didn't they?
Well, I mean, no, they haven't denied that yet. We won't know that until Thursday or Friday when we get commissary.
But if you ordered it, would they give it to you?
Well, I mean, I would hope so. I mean, I don't know. I just have to wait and see because I don't want to say no or yeah, and then the opposite happens because I have no idea. I have no idea what these people's going to do from 1 minute to the next. All I know is what's happening in the moment. And what's happening in the moment is so wrong on so many levels.
And as far as your mental health and your mental status right now, what's going on inside of you?
I'm so agitated and angry. Not to the extent to where I want to hurt somebody or myself or none of that. It's like I think I've gotten to the point now to where I can control it to a certain extent.
Right.
But as far as I feel gross right now. Because I haven't been able to get a shower. My teeth are greedy because I haven't been able to brush them.
Right.
I mean, just numerous things. I mean, my underarms, I'm starting to smell them. I mean, just...
Even if you did if you just stood under the shower, you only have a towel to dry on, do you?
No. Sure don't. Sure don't.
Wow, that sounds like some human rights violations to me.
It is. It is human rights violations. It's human rights violations, constitutional rights violations. You name it, they're violating it. And that's why I've done filed agreements. I've done put the agreements in the box. I've sent you the stuff that I sent you. I do have a copy of the agreements. It's the same one I read to you outside. It's mainly the unit manager and assistant warden Clendenton that's making these orders.
Right.
To not give me my property.
So it's their decision to go against TDOC policy.
Sure. Yep.
So it's one of those that they think that it's okay for them. You know, isn't it illegal for them to disobey TDOC policy and procedure?
Yep. Yep.
That's what I thought.
That's why I'm hoping that tomorrow that maybe you can take the time or when you find the time, because I know you're busy, and call Nashville.
Right.
And let them listen to everything that I've told you. Like I said, they need witnesses. They can come talk to Marcelli. They can come talk to Baker. They can come talk to Mitchell.
Right.
I mean, numerous people that's heard me ask them over and over, look, why can't I have my hygiene? Why can't I have my religious material? Why can't I have my property?
Right.
It's mine. It's not yours. You have no right to take it. You have no right to punish me.
Well, and this goes back to where that provision in the 13th Amendment that you all are legally slaves. And so that's why that's how they can do what they do, because slaves have nothing. And that the slave owners can come and go and take it as they please, and that's exactly what these people are doing.
Well, what's most aggravating, this is the most aggravating part right here, the bottom line, is that you take somebody that's on the compound, that if they get caught with a shank, if they get caught fighting, if they get caught with drugs, or if they get caught doing anything, they're sent to the hole. They are strip searched, which is understandable. They're strip searched. They're put in a cell, and within 24 hours, they have all their property back.
Is that policy?
Huh?
Is that policy that they have to have their stuff back in 24 hours?
I don't know if that's policy or not, but I know that that's the way they do everybody. But for some odd reason, they're not doing that for me and the other guy, Bernie. So, I mean, that's what is happening inside here right now.
Do you think that part of it could be the fact that you are Caucasian and Christian?
Well, I mean, I don't believe it's that because the unit manager's white and the warden's white.
Well, but you know what? Now, seriously. And I think that if you had been any other nationality other than Caucasian, I think they're afraid that somebody would scream racism. And I think if you had been any other religion than Christian, that somebody would have, like if they had withheld somebody's Quran, oh no, they would have been, that would have been broadcast on the headlines all through Tennessee.
Well, I mean, pretty much every time they come in, I ask about my property. And I ask about my hygiene. I ask them about everything. And they're just refusing. They're like not wanting to hear it. They're refusing to give it to me. And I don't know. The young manager said I couldn't have my property until they put me back in 4B. Okay, so what if it takes 2 weeks to get me back in there? Or what if it takes a month to get me back in there?
Is that the only protective custody pod that they have?
It is. Besides this unit, besides the pod.
Right.
See, people when they go to protective custody, they come to over here first, Unit 5. Pods A and C are SEG, closed, and even B pod. It's the same thing, but D pod is for protective custody inmates. And what happens is when people leave from 4B down there, they take people out of here and put down there. That way they can keep. They start out right here.
Right.
Custody inmates start out right here.
Where do they go from 4B?
Well, they a lot of times they get shipped to a different facility.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know, sweetheart. I mean, I just don't understand how they can continue doing the things that they're doing. I mean, it's like this: when Nashville TDLC and Nashville is not around, that's when these people are like snakes in the grass, and they strike. But as soon as they hear, the commissioner's coming, this person's coming, they are hell on high water. They want everything spotless. They want everything clean. They're on their toes.
Except in the way that they treat you all. Now, you can't make me believe the TDOC does not know that this type of mistreatment happens. I know that I've reported it lots. I know there's lots of other family members that have absolutely burned up the phones and stuff and just wore out with trying to get these things done through logical channels, which would be to go to TDOC.
Right.
And there's nobody in Tennessee listening, which is why it was important to go outside of Tennessee.
And you look at it, each and every time, nothing is done.
Right.
Nothing is like fixed. Nothing is changed. This facility and like all other facilities want you to follow policy and procedure, but yet 90% of them can't do it their damn selves.
Right. Right.
I mean, I'm no saint. I mean, I've made my mistakes. I'm trying to pay for. I'm repaying society for my mistakes, but I'm still human. Treat me like a human. Don't treat me like I'm a piece of trash, or don't treat me like just another number, because I'm still human. I'm still one of God's creation.
Well, and going back as far as your mistakes, now give me a quick overview, because I will use this on the ministry moment. Now, exactly why are you there?
Because I caught a charge from 2006 I was in drug court. I left state. Don't remember it, but that's because of the DID. And I left state. I moved up there. I got in trouble there for some of the same stuff that happened in Tennessee. And while I was doing that time, I met you. We got married. I started a new life after I got out. And then everything blew up in 2013 with me having other charges that I caught while I was away from our home. And I was only supposed to get a year. When I went to court in Dyer County, they said, the 1 year, pay the fines off, we'll give you a suspended sentence or a release. Fine with that. Then Sullivan County came and got me and said, look, they said, we'll give you 6 years at 35% to run concurrent to your Dyer County time. Nothing was mentioned about a hold. Nothing was mentioned about I couldn't seek a suspended sentence. That was handwritten. When I went back in front of the judge, my attorney that we paid $5,000 to said, look, Your Honor, I'm not going to promise Mr. Haycraft when he's going to get out. That's going to be up to Dyer County, which meant Dyer County would have to say so when I went home. Well, when they got me back to Dyer County, I accepted, and when I got back to Dyer County, I went back to court. They was going to let me go. When I got back to the jail, they was going to let me go, and saying that Sullivan County had placed a hold on me.
Right. Well, okay, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's a matter of the actual charges from Sullivan County was you were with people who shoplifted.
Yeah.
The police report. Even in the police report, every bit of it was circumstantial. You did not take anything out of the store.
No.
But you were easy as far as because that you were in a mental health crisis. You were easy to blame. There in Dyer County, let's see, the actual charges was what you said, aggravated burglary.
Yes.
Which meant
burglary
that you...
and theft of property.
Now, explain to me what aggravated burglary is again.
Well, it's just where when you break into somebody's house and they could possibly be there.
So it was during the day.
It's called aggravated burglary. Yes, during the day.
Was it a house or was it a business?
It was a house.
And why did you do that?
Well, I mean, I don't remember half of it because, it's hard to explain.
It's okay. Your brother was involved, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's all. And that's somebody else's story, and yeah, he was usually there in almost each and every charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even when I got sent to prison, Philip Bivens, the district attorney general, they give me my 10-year sentence, give me my time, wrote the parole board, asking them to go ahead and release me on parole. Asked for my release because I had fulfilled every agreement between these two counties. Everything was finished. But yet, instead of them, the parole panel, granting me parole and letting me go back to Virginia where I live and where I have my new life with my wife and family, where I would never step back in the state of Tennessee again if they would let me go. But instead of them doing that, they put me off for 18 months and told me to take TCOM, Therapeutic Community, which is a drug program. And you look at my record, I have never had a drug offense in my life.
Right.
Anger management, post-social life skills, things of that nature, I can see, yes. And I did those.
Right.
But it still wasn't good enough.
Well, the thing is with Mr. Bivens, because he had been the DA in Dyer County for a very long time, hadn't he?
Yes, he had actually, on some of my other charges, he prosecuted me.
Right, but this was the first time. This was the first time that anybody had.
That's right. That he had ever, knew something.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Right. This was the first time he had ever been given evidence that you have a mental health problem.
Correct.
All right, baby. I love you.
All right, I love you too, sweetheart. Well, try to get out to Nashville tomorrow and let them listen to this, because they do need to hear this, and they need to know what is going on. And I still haven't gotten my ID or nothing, so, who knows?
All right, baby. I love you.
All right, I love you too, baby. Sweet dreams. Good night. Get you a good night's sleep. I miss you.
I miss you, baby.
I miss you too. I'm all right. I ain't going to flip stupid or nothing, I promise. I'll let you take care
Well,
of it.
that's a good thing. I love you, baby.
All right, love you too, sweetheart.
All right. Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.